All right, before we start talking Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Tank Davis, I know that's what you guys are here for. Do me a favor, please. Mr. Punch Perfect is in the building. His link to his channel, and it's a fantastic channel, is in the description. Make sure you subscribe to that channel. We are trying to get that channel up and away to 10,000 subscribers. All right, enough of that. Let's do this. The biggest fight that can be made so far, I think, in boxing, right? Yep. Unless we get AJ Wilder or AJ Fury or Fury Usyk, is this one.
Yeah.
It's in the lightweight division, which is hot of talent. This is it. Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Tank Davis. First impressions, the press conference was today. What do you think of it?
Yeah, so the press conference probably underwhelmed me ever so slightly. The face-off was good and what we wanted. I don't know whether it was Tank turning up a little bit late, and there has been this feeling towards this fight, although it's been announced and people are starting to talk about it. Because it took so long, and because at lightweight we haven't yet seen these massive fights, there was that element of, will it still happen? And then Tank turning up late, you're still a little bit like, what's going on here? But once they got face-to-face, it kind of settled. I didn't think during the press conference, both trainers, Calvin Ford and Joe Goodston, were really kind of respectful. And they
Too nice.
Whereas when I go back to the Mayweather-Hatton and Mayweather-De La Hoya, which is the fight that this really reminds me of, it doesn't quite have that just yet, which I think it needs to build into. But in terms of a fight that can actually bring new fans to the sport, I think this is the perfect type of fight, because when I think back to that Mayweather-Hatton, Mayweather-De La Hoya, it's those personalities that really drew you in.
It needed Mayweather.
Yeah.
It needed Mayweather to be there.
I'd never seen anything like it. Like I said to you earlier, I was a football fan. Yeah. You don't see real sort of passionate interviews where anyone's talking smack or anything. Like, you may see some quotes or whatever, but coming across Mayweather for the first time, you're like, what, a sportsman talks like that? And can be that.
Mayweather's incredible. I go back and watch old Mayweather interviews, and just seeing him again, we spoke about this on the Fury video, just the 24/7s. Yeah. And I thought Mayweather Promotions weren't involved in this fight. So when Leonard Ellaby was there, I was like, okay, wait, so Mayweather Promotions are involved? Because remember, Gervonta saying he's done with them. So in my head, the dream scenario would have been Gervonta Davis, Floyd Mayweather,
100%,
Oscar De La Hoya, Ryan Garcia, and then it would have been the greatest press conference ever.
Yeah.
Because Oscar and Floyd would have gone at each other. And then by default, Gervonta and Ryan would have attacked each other. It was all too nice. Ryan was so nice to Gervonta. Gervonta was nice to Ryan. I'm like, oh, 1 second. Are you guys just both nervous?
Yeah.
Can we start selling this thing? It was a bit too weird for me, too nice.
And we've seen both of them be loud at press conferences, so it's not like it's not in them. It's not like it's not their personality. So yeah, I was a little bit disappointed, like you say, with Ellaby turning up. I thought it was going to be a bit more of a Mayweather-De La Hoya thing, but then I just sat there thinking it could have been Mayweather. And for years, after Mayweather fought De La Hoya always used to drop in, I've given this fighter the blueprint to beat you or whatever. There could have been like that sort of... there was so much there, potential-wise, to really sell it.
It's a shame. And it's a shame for Floyd as well. Look, I know him and Gervonta have had their issues, but Floyd kind of birthed Gervonta.
Yeah.
When you think of... I remember him coming over here years ago, Gervonta, to fight... Was it Liam Walsh? It was, wasn't it? And it was Floyd that was taking him around, and it was like a mini Floyd, wasn't it? So it's a shame that there is no Floyd Mayweather attached to it anymore. But look, it's a fantastic fight. And you're right, it's the kind of fight that's going to bring eyeballs onto it, new eyeballs onto the sport, two different personalities, two different fan bases. I think it's the biggest fight that can be made in the lightweight division. We've got other big names in there, but this is the one for me. Yeah. So at least... And it shows how difficult, though, it is to get these big fights over the line. Because how long this one's took. Yeah. This has taken ages. And I heard that Ryan literally has taken everything to take this fight. Like the weight, the rehydration.
When you see the clauses, the 136 catch weight, a £10 rehydration.
That's crazy.
That is Ryan basically going, I want to make this
I will
happen.
do anything.
And that's probably a criticism of Ryan. And, he hasn't always come across as perhaps the one that you think wants to go out there like Haney and Shakur and go and win world title. He just seems like he wants the big fights and he wants the cameras and the lights. Fair play to him for making this happen, because it looks like a lot of it kind of stipulated on what he had to kind of abide by. So
yeah, it shows you as well the respect that Gervonta has for him. Yeah, because Gervonta, let's not forget, fought Barrios at 140.
Yeah, he has to bring him down. Yeah,
and he's like, oh, 1 second, no, we need to take him down and put a rehydration clause in, and he has to fight over here, and the rematch has to. So it's almost like Gervonta, for him to say things like Ryan's a bum and I'm going to knock it. Well, you've put all these clauses in to take away from Ryan Garcia.
He was almost like a massive A side in a fight where you didn't really need to have a massive A side heading into the negotiation. So yeah, it does show. I
like it. Where in the lightweight division do you have these? Because it's funny, it's the super fight, but there's no belts on the line. Although I'm sure the WBA are going to make something up. But where do you rank them both? Because for something in my head, weirdly, the number one hasn't even got a belt. I think Shakur is probably the best lightweight out there.
Yeah.
And then the others can kind of fight amongst each other. But where do you have Ryan and Tank?
Yeah, it's difficult for me because I'm a big Shakur fanboy as well. I've followed him since the amateurs.
Rightly so, dude.
Yeah, and it's not just seeing him recently. I've followed him since the amateurs and always thought he would be that. Devin as well, for me, still has some improving to do. I don't necessarily like him continuing to train with his fight. I think there's a lot more Devin could unlock to become truly special.
Yeah.
But right now, obviously, I think Haney you have to put at the top just on accomplishment, having gone undisputed. I'd rate Shakur as the best, but on achievement, I put Haney up there. And then between Tank and Ryan, it's difficult to split because at lightweight, I think Ryan's win over Luke Campbell might be the best win at lightweight out of the bunch of them. Obviously, Isaac Cruz, an all right win for Tank, but going in...
Pedraza was a good win, I thought, for Gervonta.
Yeah, but much lower weight,
right,
lightweight, just in terms of their lightweight resumes. I think when you look at Fortuna and when you also look at Luke Campbell's wins, they're probably slightly stronger wins.
Solid win. Luke Campbell won solid.
Yeah, it's a really good win. And even how he came through in that fight. And then you've got this lingering Lomachenko that you don't really know what he's got left, but on his day could still beat all of them potentially, and you just don't know.
Could honestly beat all of them on his day, and we look forward to him versus Devin Haney.
But these two are this is the star-studded matchup. This is the star-studded. It may not be the best lightweights, but and the thing is with them, because of the power that they have, and I think with Ryan, he does have his flaws, and people do like to kind of pick them out. But I just think athletically, he might be just the most gifted in terms of that left hook. You don't even see it. The one against Fortuna, I still rewind and slow it down.
Incredible. It's the way he throws it.
The speed.
It's the speed. So Canelo throws exactly the same left hook, but obviously not with the same speed.
Yeah.
And Canelo disguises it well as well, where you feel like it could go to the body, then it goes up top.
There's more technique on Canelo's, but more speed on Ryan's.
Ryan's is so fast, it's going to cause Gervonta so many problems. Like Gervonta, look, he's got through his fights, but I think of recent, I don't think he's looked good. He almost just walks you down. It's almost like he's taking one to land one.
He walks a tightrope, as kind of the way. He fights a little bit like Canelo in the sense that he'll let you feel him early. You'll then overcompensate and think, I don't want to feel that again. You work yourself out, and then he has got a very good sort of killer instinct to know when you're ready to go, and Canelo's got that. That's why I think he's kind of a mini southpaw Canelo in many ways, because he does just set the tone early, let you know that any point that's coming, you work really hard to make sure it doesn't happen, and then by you get to round 9, 10, 11, you're just like, I mean, Hector Luis Garcia was like,
enough.
I don't even know what just hit me.
What just came. And you forget sometimes, because you look at him and he is now, the way he boxes now anyway is crude. Like, we watch early Gervonta fights and he was showing more of his boxing skills. Like, you saw a bit more. Now, he can still do that. I mean, you've been boxing since you were 7. You can still do that. But now it's almost like, I'm just going to get to you. Like, I'm just going to get to you. I'm going to land one and it's going to knock you out. And so far, so good for him. You know what I did notice right at the back of the press conference? It was very small and tiny, DAZN.
Yeah.
Like, it was like that small. Like that
it wasn't
small,
like
guys.
in collaboration
No.
It was like
DAZN.
one of the sponsors almost.
Yeah, and it looked exactly like that. And I was like, DAZN need to be careful here. I'm quite fortunate. I'm going over there for it to do some stuff for DAZN, but you can't keep building this talent up and then letting this talent go over and fight somewhere else. It makes no sense to me. You done it with Devin Haney, and you let him go to, and well done, right? He went and became undisputed, but he was a DAZN fighter. You've now done it with Ryan. No one in America knows this fight's happening anywhere on DAZN's international sort of regions. Everyone just thinks it's a Showtime fight, and I'm like, DAZN. Look, we're lucky they're letting him do it, but it must be crazy.
Yeah.
I think they're mad to let him do it. Like, even the rematch clause, there's nothing that stipulates that Gervonta is going to fight on DAZN. So what are they doing?
Yeah, and Ryan should be the home fighter if he goes and pulls off a win against Tank. Yeah, and especially the international rights to it. You'd imagine that DAZN will have the territories. Yeah. They've got to sell that more as well. They've got to make it known that, okay, US Showtime maybe, obviously the leading
I don't know if they even mentioned DAZN. No. I'm trying to think. I didn't watch the full press conference, but I don't know if they even mentioned this fight's live on DAZN. I don't think they did. No,
not from what I saw anyway.
It's crazy, isn't it? Yeah. Like, what they're doing in terms of letting this happen, I find it fascinating. You didn't rank them. I need you to rank them. Go on. Who's higher, though, Gervonta or Ryan?
Again, it's the ability versus the resume argument. Yeah. I'd say Gervonta. Yeah, Gervonta. I think he's the better fighter. I pick him to win the fight.
Do you? You've got him to win?
Yeah, I just
Knockout.
think... Yeah. I just look at the way Ryan's chin is just left up
and
there,
the way he
waiting.
goes back as well when someone's on the attack. Yeah.
And Tank's left hand is sneaky. It's not one of these wilder ones that just
push you to sleep as well. By the way. I do think Ryan's going to have some really good success early, though.
Yeah.
I think his speed, Gervonta wouldn't have fought anything like that. Like, he's speed and he's big. Like, I was lucky enough to I done his Fortuna fight. and he came after and spoke to us, and I was surprised by how big he is. Like, he's my height.
Yeah.
So that's 5'10" and a half, whatever. He's my height.
That's why that catch weight makes you think it's
a problem
hard,
for him. That 136 is a problem for him. Because I think he lives the life. So it's not even a case of I've never seen Ryan out of shape.
Oh, never.
You never, right? He's always got his top off. He's never out of shape. So that means you're trying to just get rid of lean muscle. And that's going to be so difficult for him. But if he can somehow rehydrate properly, I think he's going to be a big problem for the first 5 or 6 rounds. And then I think the gas tank will run empty. And I think Gervonta will knock him out.
Yeah, I think the issue is that Ryan probably has to be perfect in order to win.
Yeah.
I think Gervonta, as we've seen in a lot of his fights, doesn't need to be perfect.
Got a chin, Gervonta.
And defensively, he hasn't got the reflexes of Shakur or even Haney, but he keeps a higher guard and he doesn't quite let you get through with as much. And I just think maybe Ryan might not have that opportunity that Tank's going to have to land that left hand.
Does the winner of this deserve to be in the top 10 pound for pound?
Not for me.
Not yet.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's stronger than ever at the minute. It should
right.
be a
There's
pound for pound top.
Like when you got Devin Haney. Yeah, Stephen Fulton doesn't.
Stephen Fulton, Devin Haney, Ken Shara. There's so many names.
It's crazy, isn't it? When you think of people that it should be a top 15 for the first time ever. We should have a top 15 pound for pound because there's guys that are. I think like Stephen Fulton isn't in it, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's not in it because I don't rate him. It's just like, well, the other 10 guys are incredible.
Yep.
All of them have got multiple belts in multiple weight classes. Some of them are undisputed. It's a frightening division. Yeah. Like someone the other day, I saw, didn't have Jamel Charlo in this.
Exactly.
That's an undisputed champ at 154.
And you have someone like Josh Taylor, who we know lost the fight to Jack Catterall, but still his achievements.
Mate, his resume is frightening.
And you still... He technically won the fight on paper.
Yeah, technically won the fight. So technically he's unbeaten and he's beaten everyone.
And it's so hard to rank them now.
It's a difficult one. All right, look, big fight anyway. April 22nd. Should I plug it and say it's live on DAZN internationally? But it is what it is. Do me a favour. Punch Perfect's YouTube channel. Link is in the description. Make sure you subscribe. Trust me, I wouldn't be saying this if I thought the channel was shit. The channel is unbelievable, and it isn't just content about all the marquee fighters. He does everything. Lower weight class guys fighting in Asia as well. So if you like that kind of stuff, subscribe to his channel. Really good content. We'll see you on the next one.